I'm Jennifer Smith.
And I'm Ellen Jones.
And we are Women's Health in Black and White. Today we're going to talk about oral contraceptive pills. I don't think that anything has changed women's health care as much as the oral contraceptive pill. I know the history's a little twisty. The first pill was approved in 1960. Dr. John Rock, a Roman Catholic gynecologist, was a contributor to the development of the pill in collaboration with Planned Parenthood. His design, his intention was to make this a natural extension of the rhythm method, and he intended the Catholic Church to be on board. He really thought that this was going to be embraced by all people around the world, and it wasn't. It was very controversial. The Pope was not the slightest bit happy. But this changed the way women lived their lives more than any other medication that has ever been made. Yeah. When it was first made, the original pill was very high dose estrogen and progesterone. It was 100 to 175 micrograms of estrogen and 10 milligrams of progesterone. Now, just to give you some comparison, today's pill is 20 to 50 micrograms of estrogen and 0.3 to 1 milligram of progesterone. Right. And of course, there's the
The original pill.
Oh my gosh,
I'm surprised we're not
so much estrogen. And then, of course, there's another pill called Micronor, which has absolutely no estrogen in it and still works pretty well. That first pill was so high dose that there was a lot of side effects, and we'll talk about them. The side effects today, because we've gotten the estrogen so low, we've gotten the progesterone so low, are pretty minimal, and we'll talk about them too. In 1993, The Economist magazine called oral contraceptives one of the 7 wonders of the modern world. Today, 16% of women ages 15 to 44 are on the pill. 16% of women worldwide. That's 30% of all women using birth control. With all the different choices of birth control, 30% are still choosing oral contraception. Right. The way that they work is kind of cool, actually. The oral pill tricks your body into thinking you're already pregnant. Yeah. So you don't ovulate. You also produce an extra thick cervical mucus because your body thinks it's pregnant. So sperm can't get to the egg should it be released. But it probably won't be because your body thinks it's pregnant. There are some temporary side effects when you first start a new pill. Yeah. And when we write birth control prescriptions, I always go over these pretty carefully because I don't want you calling me 3 weeks from now saying, I have this going on. Right. Because what I'm going to say is, hang in there. Yeah. Most of these resolve all by themselves during the first 3 months of using your pill. Breast tenderness is a major one. Headache can happen. It's not common, but it happens. Irregular cycle, but I mean, good grief, that's what the pill's supposed to do. Nausea and vomiting, and some people complain of a decreased sex drive. Now, some people complain of an increase in their sex drive because they're not worried about getting pregnant. Yeah. There are some rare but very serious side effects you need to know about if you're going to start oral contraception. The biggest one is blood clots. Blood clots lead to heart attacks, strokes. You can even lose limbs if you get blood clots in the right places. There is an increase in blood pressure among women who take the pill. If you're not hypertensive to start with, it's usually not a problem. Some women report gallstones, jaundice, very, very rarely liver tumors. Sometimes women are on the pill for reasons that have nothing to do with contraception. There are some amazing non-pharmaceutical, non-contraceptive uses of the birth control pill. One is it regulates your period. Yeah. If you have irregular cycles and it's bothering you, we can regulate your cycles with the pill. If you choose not to cycle your birth control pill, which a lot of women do, then you won't have periods at all. And I know nurses and midwives and doctors who, of their own free will, haven't had a period in years. They just don't cycle their birth control. Right. There is a decrease in cramping and pain with your period when you're on the pill, because when you're on the birth control pill, if you cycle it, if you take the placebos at the end of the month, you'll have a period, but it's not really a period. It's just a withdrawal from medication. because there's been no buildup of that uterine lining.
Right.
So you don't have cramping, you don't bleed very heavy, and you don't bleed very long. Women who have serious perimenopausal syndrome symptoms or premenopausal dysphoric conditions, very serious PMS, can get relief on the pill. Some ovarian cysts can be controlled with birth control pills. We can reduce symptoms of endometriosis with birth control pills. If you have a tendency towards very, very heavy periods, if we start you on birth control, we can fix anemia. And acne tends to get better on birth control pills. When I say that no other medication has had quite such an impact on the lives of women, I mean that for a number of reasons: health reasons, socioeconomic reasons, lifestyle and happiness reasons. Before birth control pill was invented, now of course there are other forms of birth control, and if you check out our podcast, Afterglow, we just discussed historical forms of birth control, but many of them are not very effective.
Right.
Birth control pill is remarkably effective. It's 99.9% effective in keeping you from getting pregnant, which means that women didn't get pregnant every 2 years. They didn't have 14 children before they were 36.
Right.
They didn't have the risk of being pregnant. We, in modern society, have gotten used to the idea that women can have babies and it won't threaten their lives, but in years past, and still in many places in the world without access to good health care, pregnancy could mean the end of your life. It could be dangerous. This prevented that. It gave women a chance to have careers. It gave women a chance to live their lives without constantly having a baby on their hip.
Right.
But it improved their health, and it improved the health of infants as well. In 1965, there were 32 maternal deaths per 100,000 pregnancies. 32. I've been a midwife for 19 years. I've never lost a mama. Have you ever had a maternal death?
No, not personally.
In 2007, there were 12. In 1965, there were 25 infant deaths per 1,000 babies born every year. 25. That blows me away. In 2007, there were 6. Most of that can be directly attributed to really good birth control. If you have questions about pills or birth control or women's health or sexuality, please like our YouTube page, subscribe, share it with your friends, send us messages on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Tune into our podcast, Afterglow. We just had a really cool discussion about birth control that you might really like. And let us know if you have issues or subjects you'd like us to cover, if you have questions, if you want to tell us your stories. We would really like to know. And we'll see you next time.